Hello friends, this video on squares and square roots part 13 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam.
So now that we learnt about the basics of squares, we are going to talk about another interesting concept of Pythagorean triplets. Now, the name might be a little known to you, Pythagoras theorem. We have learnt about that, right? Okay, so let's not talk about that. First, let's see what is Pythagorean triplets. So yes, this has a very close relationship with Pythagoras theorem. Therefore, it is named this way. Triplet means it is a set of three numbers. So Pythagorean triplet is a collection of three numbers such that the sum of the squares of the two numbers is equal to the square of the third number. Let's take an example. Let us suppose that you have three numbers 3, 4 and 5. So if these three numbers are such that square of 3 and square of 4, if you do their sum, you get square of 5. If this relationship holds true, then 3, 4, 5 is a Pythagorean triplet. So any three number such that sum of the squares of two numbers is equal to the square of the third number. So if this relationship holds true, that means those three numbers form a Pythagorean triplet. And what are each number called? Each number is called a member of the Pythagorean triplet. For example, here 3 is a member of the Pythagorean triplet, 4 is a member of the Pythagorean triplet, 5 is a member of this Pythagorean triplet. So 3, 4, 5 forms a Pythagorean triplet. Now let me tell you how is it related to the Pythagoras theorem. So let's quickly recap the Pythagoras theorem. So the Pythagoras theorem holds true only for right angled triangle. So if you have a right angled triangle, say ABC, where AB is the perpendicular, BC is the base on which the perpendicular is drawn, and AC is the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is that side which is exactly opposite to the right angle. Then as per the Pythagoras theorem, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the perpendiculars and the base. So do you find any resemblance between the Pythagoras theorem and this triplet concept? Yes, because they are talking about almost the same thing. So when we say 3 square plus 4 square is equal to 5 square, it is almost like your hypotenuse is 5, your perpendicular and base are respectively 3 and 4 respectively. So that's the link between Pythagoras theorem and Pythagorean triplets. In fact, this is why we call, so any three numbers which satisfy the relationship of the Pythagoras theorem, those three numbers are called Pythagorean triplets. So let us take another example. So let's say you have three numbers 5, 12 and 13. So do you think that they form Pythagorean triplet? So let's check. Now whenever you want to check if it satisfies the relationship of Pythagoras theorem, what are you going to do? Just look at the three numbers. Whichever is the biggest number, that is going to be your hypotenuse. So in this case, 13 is the biggest number. So in this case, what you will do, you find the sum of the squares of the other two numbers, that is 5 and 12. So find out 5 square, add it up to the square of 12 square. So you get 5 5s are 25 and 12 square is 144. So this is equal to 169. Now you find out the square of the biggest number, that is 13 square. So when you find it out, you see this is also 169. Therefore, you see that 5 square plus 12 square is equal to 13 square. So that means the relationship holds true in this case. So they form a Pythagorean triplet. So the moment we say that 5, 12 and 13, they form a Pythagorean triplet, what we mean is these three can form the sides of a right angled triangle where the hypotenuse is 13 and one of the sides, like the base, is 12 and the perpendicular is 5. So they can form a right angled triangle of this fashion.
Thank you. Please visit examfear.com for free quality education. You can learn with a simple 4-step learning process wherein you can watch video lessons, you can ask your questions, you can refer notes, and you can take a free online test. We have content for class 6 to 12 on physics, chemistry, mathematics, and biology along with practical videos. So please subscribe to our channel for daily updates. Thank you.